Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and we are specifically going to talk about the death of Queen Elizabeth II, and how it affects every dungeon master today, and the actions that dungeon masters need to take, American dungeon masters need to take, because of the death of Queen Elizabeth II. So, Wizards of the Coast charges us with every product to be very aware of politics, culture, and religion in our dungeon mastering. We have to use safety tools. We have to very carefully manage a realistic world, a world that's safe, all these kind of things, right? And one of the things that's absolutely core to Dungeons and Dragons is kings and queens, right? So we as American dungeon masters, and I am making this specific to Americans because the death of Queen Elizabeth really kind of concerns directly two nations, the United Kingdom and America. We're going to talk about how in a moment. So basically, and the death of Queen Elizabeth II demands specific actions from every dungeon master. Let's get into those, right? So one, we have specific Dungeons and Dragons settings that have kings and queens. Greyhawk has a king, King Scody, and that is accessed today through Ghost of Saltmarsh. Also, the Dragonlance has kings and queens. And also, Exandria, Matthew Mercer's Dungeons and Dragons Masterpiece setting, has kings and queens. King Dwendalia, the Queen of the Drow, is in there. Lots of kings and queens. So there are lots of settings that use kings and queens. Also, the brand new Spelljammer setting, characters will be spelljamming ships to realms that have kings and queens. So it's absolutely critical that American dungeon masters understand the reality of nobility, and there's a unique opportunity to watch the United Kingdom right now, right? Now, one of the things that's interesting is there is a distinct possibility that and I actually think a growing possibility, like a very likely possibility, that the death of Queen Elizabeth will make American dungeon masters' coverage of nobility within Dungeons and Dragons much better, much more realistic, and much more grounded. Now, why would that be? Well, right now, monarchies are an abstraction for Americans. We don't really understand having a king or queen and being under the very direct and very strong leadership of a monarchy, right? Which is exactly what's happening with Britain today, right? And if you think that they're like figureheads, you should check their laws, because they don't do anything without checking in with the monarchy that is important or significant. They like, literally, the monarchy like opens and shuts down their government whenever, like, they don't even start making laws until the Queen says it's okay. And now the King Charles, there is, to my knowledge, there's no Queen in England right now. It's very sad. We all mourn the loss of Princess Diana, greatest princess ever in the United Kingdom history by far, not even close. So basically, they and my condolences to Britain. It's really sad. They had a queen but no king. Now they have a king but no queen. Like, do they ever get their fairy tale ending? It's tough. My condolences. It is rough, right? So nobility has been an abstraction for American dungeon masters. We don't understand it directly because we rebelled against it, we overthrew it, and then we haven't had it for like 200 and... How old is America? 1776, 1876, 1976, like 250 years, right? Maybe 260, 270. All right, so basically, but that's about to change, in my humble opinion. I think there's a high possibility, a likelihood that it will change, and America will have its first king. So America will have an American king on the British throne. How would that happen? I'll walk you through it. All right. So Queen Elizabeth, my condolences to Great Britain. Queen Elizabeth died. And that is very sad. And we have beef with Americans have beef with Britain because we still don't forget all the tea taxes and all that kind of stuff. But she seemed to be a very nice lady. She had nice dogs, and my condolences to United Kingdom on the loss of their queen. All right, so she is now gone, and now we have an unwanted king, right? King Charles is an utterly repugnant human being, and I don't think anybody on the planet actually likes him. And the reason why is Princess Diana was legit the nicest person on the planet. Americans love Princess Diana. She was a candle in the wind, right? Never knowing who to turn to when the rain set in, right? Like, it was like Americans straight up love Princess Diana. Trust me. You can't spin around and throw a foam rock around here without turning up at some garage sale and Princess Diana's on a plate with a gold rim around it. We love Princess Diana. I ain't never seen a King Charles plate in my life because ain't nobody in America give two hoots for King Charles. And guess what? I think in Britain, they don't give two hoots about King Charles either because he treated Princess Diana like dirt. He just straight was absolutely horrifically... He was legit terrible. He was a monster human to Princess Diana, and her life ended in quite literally tears and flames because essentially... by the time Prince Charles was done with her, she was out of the castle, right? Again, it was not good. It was a very, very bad ending, right? Now, okay, so I think what's going to happen with King Charles is he's going to spend one season in as king. He's going to get on the books, be like, I was king of England. Bet, I'm in the history books, right? Okay, cool. You got the blood. You're in the history books. But he's going to abdicate within 3 months of becoming king. And the reason why is the British people in the whole world hate him. Like, he's just a monster human who treated the greatest princess who ever lived like trash, right? And so I think the United Kingdom, when they don't like you, they make it clear. Ask Meghan Markle, right? So basically, I think they're going to make it fair. I think he's already aware, right? I think he wants to get in the head of history books, but he don't want that job, right? Because he knows nobody wants him there, right? So I think he will abdicate, right? Once he abdicates, it's going to go down to his sons, right? And here's the flow, right? The flow is there is Princess Diana had two sons. I'm positive of the name of one, Harry, and I believe the other one is George. Okay. Now, I think what will happen is as soon as the king abdicates, there's going to be a Game of Thrones. There's going to be an open question of who should rule, right? So first of all, it'll be like, well, Prince George would rule. I don't think he's going to rule. And the reason why is he is still mourning the loss of his mother, right? And he knows he has a garbage father, right? And I think he realizes that King Charles had no wisdom and no knowledge and no intelligence to tell him how to rule, right? But I do think he has the heart of his mother, right? And I think he has the wisdom of his mother, and he'll know, while he does not have the capability to rule, he does have the knowledge to know that someone who will be wise and kind and powerful, right, should rule, right? So then now we go to Harry. Well, Harry has already abdicated. I think he might have used a different term for it, but he's always like, bet, I don't want to be a prince. I'm going to America. Bye, y'all, with his wife, Meghan Markle. They made Archie. Archie is an American prince, right? Meghan Markle, American. Her son, Archie, American. So I think what would happen is King Charles abdicates, and then it flows down, and they go, and George goes, nah, not me. Sorry, I'm out. And then Harry goes, I'm already out. I got a Netflix special to shoot, right? But yes, we have an opportunity. We are the only country on the planet who can put an American king on the throne. Bet, let's do it. Archie King, done. American king on the British throne. We beat them militarily in 1776, and I think in 2023, I think that's when it's going to happen, we will beat them culturally again, right? And like beasts belong, baby. Like, if you understand rap, there's cycles to them, right? And we about to win again, right? When that happens, nobility in Greyhawk, nobility in Dragonlance, nobility in Exandria no longer is going to be an abstraction for America. We're going to know exactly what it's like to have a king, right? Not over us, but a king who will rule the British people for us. An American king who will rule the British people with kindness, tolerance, wisdom, the compassion of Princess Diana, and the intelligence of Princess Diana, with none of the cruft from monster human King Charles, right? And I think when that happens, Americans are going to watch very carefully how King Archie, boy is that an American name, rules, and then we can simply model that for Greyhawk, Dragonlance, and for Exandria. And I think at that point, every dungeon master will be doing a better job of managing nobility within Dungeons and Dragons. And that's why the death of Queen Elizabeth II will actually make many, I would say the vast majority of American Dungeons and Dragons games better as early as 2023. So look forward to an American king ruling the British people. I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited about our military, and about our military, and also I'm very excited to see our military defeat of them, and now our cultural defeat of them. All that is my humble opinion, and I'd love to hear your humble opinion. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.